Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here, and it's time to review Sanctuary. This is directed by Zachary Wiggin, written by Mika Bloomberg, and it is a psychosexual thriller that takes place just in one hotel room over one day. There are only two actors in the movie, and I don't even really want to say too much about it. I don't want to explain too much of the plot, but it's a really great chamber piece and a really good psychological thriller, very juicy movie, very kinky movie. It does a wonderful job feeling expansive even with the constraints of like this one location, one day premise. And the reason that I think it works is because as the movie goes on, the stakes for the characters develop and the movie starts expanding inwards, not outwards. It doesn't throw in a bunch of more external factors. There aren't any like murder plots that develop. It just digs deeper and deeper into these characters' psyches and who they really are. And that's exactly what I want in a movie. The tension was high throughout. 5 minutes in, I was super hooked. And it kind of establishes early on this sense that we never know if somebody's being really authentic or if somebody's being manipulative. And the movie explores sexual themes and kinkiness in actually a really deep and I think insightful way. It asks questions like, are kinks just kinks, or do they say something about who we are? At the end of the movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but it hits a tone that it didn't really quite hit before in any part of the movie. And I think that this ending might be a little bit divisive for some, but it really worked for me because I left the movie on like a different kind of high than I was getting throughout. Christopher Abbott and Margaret Qualley are really good in this. I think that both of them are just really unique and exciting performers. In everything I've seen them in, they really bring something special to their roles that I don't think other actors do. Margaret Qualley as a performer feels very playful and spontaneous. Like I imagine on set that she was making bolder choices and just kind of going out there and just seeing what worked. And you get some really special line deliveries and things like that in this movie. Christopher Abbott is great at playing this character who's just hiding this deep shame. There's also just something funny about a lot of his characters that I can't even put my finger on. Both these performers really nail the dark comedy in the script, and the movie is very well stylized. There's a great use of color throughout this apartment. Some of the wallpapers just have this deep red or green to them, and sometimes the camera even goes off of the axis and starts doing a little bit crazier shit. I thought that the camera work was pretty dynamic. It's just kind of a delicious movie. If you are into like Letterboxd shit or like A24 movies, this is just a perfect movie for like that younger film fan kind of person, which is like what you might be. And even if you're not that, it's a very easy movie to recommend. I would kind of compare it to like Fresh and the Menu. Not that there's like a lot of like consuming going on, but just these psychological thrillers that are very juicy and twisty. But I liked it even more than those movies, and I like it more than a lot of the movies that are trying to do the kind of thing that this movie is doing. It's really well paced, well crafted, well defined tone. I don't even know if there's a lot more to say. I think this review just might be short. I don't want to spoil anything. I just want to tell you to see it. I would give it a very high 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. What's your safe word?